lives through and changes everyone's life differently. For some, God changes the way one feels about his or her actions. He allows them to weigh positive and negative of the situation and ultimately help them make the right decision. For someone else, he affects the way a person feels about others, helping him or her to move to love more and hate less. It's unique for each person, and each person comes to Christ in his or her own personal way. My life before I was saved felt very incomplete. My day would consist of getting up in the morning, going to class, practice, or work, and going home and doing nothing until it was time to go back to bed. There was no drive, no purpose. I lacked motivation, and that was tearing my life apart. My grades dropped, friendships started to fade. I wasn't even spending time with my family. I was living life for myself and no one else. Not only did living life that way stop any kind of purpose I might have had, but it also created a very unhealthy way of perceiving things. I developed anxiety and many fears and insecurities. I locked myself in my own mind and wouldn't let anybody else in. This lifestyle was destroying my emotional connection not only to the world, but also to me. Due to this lifestyle, I never thought anything new would come up into my life, but somehow something did. Choir. It took choir my freshman year because I thought it was going to be an easy A. I didn't like or show any interest in it, but for some reason, choir started to impact my way and more each day. I had no idea why, but I actually started enjoying that class, or just being around other choir kids. As my liking for the art grew, I started to advance in the program. Freshman choir to blend, and eventually blend to madrigals. The program and people had become such a big part of my life, and I actually started to become happy for once. Through choir, I've came to have new friends, and most impactful of which are here in the church right now. These people introduced something to my life that I had never questioned or thought about before: God. They asked me questions about what I believed in or what I thought about religion, and honestly, I had no clue how to answer. My lack of knowledge and understanding and emotional connection to God made me question if I really knew him or not. So one day, after being asked, I decided to go to Emma and Abby's house to join for their Bible study. It starts out that night would be the most important night of my life. That night, I sat down with Pastor Jim, and he helped guide me to meeting and accepting Jesus Christ. After that night, my life had become better than ever before. I'm motivated and happy and feel a sense of purpose. My anxieties and fears are still active now, but I know that I have someone who not only loves me more than I can imagine, but also created those insecurities to make me a better person and challenge me. I am now living my life for someone more important than I, and I am so ready to show the world that I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and show everyone the absolutely wonderful effect it's had on my life.
Amen.
Praise God.